religion, war, depression, anxiety, serial killers. 10 years in the making, we finally get the solo album from Jonathan Davis. It's Black Labyrinth. Before I get started, I'd just like to thank everybody for the large amount of comments that I received for the Machine Head Live video that I did. Always appreciate it, always love it when I get a lot of interaction, makes it worthwhile. And while I'm also on the subject, I'd like to bring up one of my subscribers, Cheer Yourself Deaf. He has a very good blog where he did his own review of the Machine Head show. So what I'll do is I'll leave a link in the description so that you guys can go and check out that blog. Very well written, very well done. So, Black Labyrinth. As I said in the intro, it took 10 years for this album to finally see the light of day. Jonathan Davis, of course, the legendary, now legendary frontman from Korn. This is his first solo album, but it's not the first thing he's done outside Korn by any stretch. 2002 he did the Queen of the Damned soundtrack, critically acclaimed, I believe. With many guest musicians. He has guested himself on many other people's albums. He's got his own solo band, the SFA, Simply Fucking Amazings, as well as he does DJing as well, under the moniker J Devil. I hate this fucking phone. I don't actually, it's actually a very nice phone. It's an S8, you know. First song, Underneath My Skin. Very 80s opening vibe, the guitar line. And Jonathan has never hidden his love of 80s music, and he wears it proudly on his sleeve. It turns up many times on this album. I myself, as somebody who was alive in the 80s as well, am also a little prone to some 80s music. Very 80s sounding guitar line, kind of inspired by the likes of Killing Joke, The Cure especially. I know he's a big fan of The Cure. Jonathan kicks in with his super honest lyrics that he's known for. This song was actually written while he was undergoing a change in his medication for depression. Was it depression or anxiety? I think it was depression in this case. Anxiety will come up later. Something's crawling underneath my skin, I fear. Something's dying right deep within. Something's crawling underneath my skin, I fear. Something's dying. I will not give in. I was watching Pan's Labyrinth earlier. Considering the subject matter, there's quite a few catchy choruses. Catchy choruses? It's not a dinosaur, you silly. Yeah, quite a few catchy choruses. Next up is Final Days. This has a very Eastern feel, a very Eastern feel. A lot of this album was actually written 10 years ago. This was actually written while he was watching the invasion of Iraq. Hence the Eastern flavour to a lot of the instrumentation. We're living in the final days. We're bombing all the places left to hide. It was an okay song. I wasn't particularly blown away by this one. But yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Next up is Everyone. This was a little more aggressive and I guess maybe more in line with what a Korn fan. Is that a weird thing to say? Korn fan would appreciate. And this is about scaring people in church because you don't fit in. I think we can all relate, right guys? I walk into this place because I need help. Satan don't want me because I'm not like them. They don't like me because I frightened them. They don't want me because I'm not like them. I enjoyed this one a lot. Great energy on it. Had that classic Jonathan Davis sound to it, to his voice. He is a great... I've always enjoyed his lyrics and I've always enjoyed his vocals. Such an expressive front man. I mean, the guy's been through a lot. He's made no secret of that. I still to this day can't listen to Daddy from the first album without just being uncomfortable. Such an expressive guy, and yeah, great frontman as well. God bless Jonathan Davis. It's Davis. I had trouble with that in the autocorrect. Fucking piece of shit. Next up is Happiness. It's got a bit more of a swaggering blues riff. I read in one review that it kind of reminded him of like Queens of the Stone Age, and I can see that. It's definitely got that sort of vibe. But it had a lot of heavier moments on the bridge and outro, which really worked quite well. This is about the ups and more specifically downs of life. just when things seem to be going well. It's always that turd in the punch bowl, am I right, guys? You were never there for me at all. You always got to tear me down. You take the best of me. It's gone. My happiness is never allowed. These lyrics would sound whingy from anybody else, like a whinging rock star, but I don't know. Again, with the self-confessional nature of Davis, it seems to work quite well, I think. I said there were some heavier parts in this on the bridge, etc., but they never, I don't know, there wasn't the thickness there that there was on Korn albums. And I know you shouldn't compare it to Korn, but I can't help it. And if it is going heavy, I kind of like it to go real heavy, you know. And it didn't quite get there, but a pretty decent song. Next up is Your God. I'll leave a link in the description to a video where he goes track by track, which is where I got a lot of my information from, by the way. He wrote this song apparently after reading, I think it was about the Spanish back in the his day, going through many countries and wiping out their indigenous religions and beliefs in the name of Christianity. So it's kind of a reaction to that, a hatred of that. And also, more specifically, this was around the time that Head left Korn, obviously for religious reasons, and he hated him for that, or at least he hated religion at the time for that. He has specified that this isn't against religion or anything like that, because he's actually come to terms with a lot of things now, but it's against I guess it's that sort of thing. It's the manipulation of religion. They cut your hair and make you fear anything that ever mattered. If they could, they'd tie you up to the stake again and burn it. I hear their laughter. Fucking hey, don't fuck with this dude. Appropriately enough, the next song is Walk On By. Fuck's been going on here? This song is about how Jonathan is a bit of a drama magnet. There's always a lot of shit going on in his life. He's kind of wanted to get involved when he's walking down the street or whatever, and some shit's going down. And he wants to help out, but he's had to learn over the years to just walk on by. Walk on by. He's learned over the years how to just walk on by, just keep going. Get that sort of tunnel vision going. I'm walking on the dark side like I can't get away. I'm flirting with disaster, it's the price I pay. Feelings of hopelessness engulf me every day, yet I walk on by, walk on by. There's a very Korn sounding opening riff and a lot of electronic elements in this, but good song. I enjoyed this one. Next up is The Secret. It's a very synthesizer and drum led song. Very atmospheric, and I really enjoyed the transition into the chorus. This is about the skeleton that we all have in our closet. Scratching my nose there. If that's all right with you. I watch you breathing. I can't believe you sleep so calm with all the dirty things that you've done to me. My eyes are my curse, you see, 'cause you see an angel and not the demon child you've been. Fucking with my head once again, it seems. Still, I'm willing to believe. Fucking dark as fuck. Almost as dark as these trees. Next up, a very, very good song. One of the standout songs for me, Basic Needs. And this is about family and friends, I guess. The basic needs that you need in life. Very 80s feel, with lots of space and atmosphere. A few people have said in reviews that they felt that this song went on too long. I didn't get that at all. So I think it's a 6.5 minute song, but I think it's sometimes a song needs to be what it needs to be. And yeah, I enjoyed this one very much. Had a big chorus as well that I loved. I don't feel hunger, I don't need air. There's blood in my veins because I know you are there. I don't need shelter, nothing at all. The reason I'm here. Don't you know that you're all of my basic needs? It's had a long outro, which I actually enjoyed a lot. Standout track thus far. Doesn't mean it'll be the standout track overall, just the standout track thus far. That's because the next song is one of the standout songs for me. Medicate. Really, really enjoyed this one. This was about his addiction to Xanax. When he was suffering badly with his anxiety. I think he went through a major addiction to this twice. The first time he managed to wean himself off it, and the last time he had to go to hospital. It's about the addiction and coming off Xanax, and how it's no joke, yo. It's well, I wouldn't know. I've never taken anything for my ailments. Plentiful that they are. Maybe I should do. Perhaps I'd be a better person all round. Come on, run away with me. Let's run from our past. It's had a big 80s. It's had a big 80s feel as well, which I loved. I'm medicating every day to make it go away. Yeah, had a great chorus, really loved this one. So, ironically enough, as I said earlier with the, considering the subject matter, some real sing-along choruses. I can imagine these going down great live. Really enjoyed this one. What the fuck was that? Next up we have Please Tell Me, another one that's very spacious and atmospheric. This was written about seeing a friend going through a particularly bad time and kind of almost wanting to write a song from his perspective, almost what they might want to say. So please tell me what the fuck is going on. You keep me hanging on. I just want to know that I'm not wrong. So please tell me what the fuck is going on. This shit keeps dragging on. I just want to be where I belong. This song really builds to the outro, and I think it works really well. Another good song. Next up is What You Believe. The opening sample to this is apparently Ross Robinson, of course the producer, who has worked with Korn many times. This was Ross Robinson's mum, who is a self-help guru. This is about kind of not needing religion or God to allow you to do what you want to do. Watch the video in the description that I've put, because Jonathan explains it way better than I fucking do. I think this song could have quite easily sat on the Paradigm Shift album as well. It's got that slamming drums and sub bass, that sort of more dubstep sort of sound to it. I didn't mind some of the stuff on that album actually. Interesting fact. What you believe is your religion. What you receive is what you've given. I don't need anyone from above to tell me what to do. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. Yeah, I think it was more what you believe is your religion. You don't need anything else for that. You don't need anybody else to tell you what your belief system is. I don't know. I'm really fucking this up. I understood it when I heard it. Also worth mentioning as well, the chorus of this kind of reminded me a little bit of Word Up. Was it Cameo? Of course, Korn did a cover of that themselves. Kind of reminded me a little bit of that. Next up, a very dark song, Gender. And this was written about Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs, which he was watching when he wrote this song. There's this very Eastern kind of almost euphoric sound to the chorus, which is quite genius in a way. I guess it kind of reflects the euphoria that the serial killer feels in stark contrast to their victim. Can I wear your skin? Can I have it now? Such a perfect soul, and I want to take it from you. Take it from you, take it from you, take it from you. There, you get it. To my gender. I don't know, there's a lyric in there, there's a word in there that I couldn't quite place either. But yeah, quite genius in a way, and towards the outro as well, there's some his vocals take on a very Gary Newman sound. Disturbing song, but a good one. And then we have the final song, What It Is. This has a piano-led intro that builds into a huge chorus that works really well. I like the sentiment in this song. This is a song about moving on from all the bad things that have happened to you, letting it go and just moving on, not hanging on to that hatred. That ends up just fucking you over, really. So many people hang on to pain that they just won't let go, when they'd just be so much better off just like, you know, easy to say, I suppose. What it is, what it is. You don't know how to live with what it is, but it is what it is. It may seem impossible, but I will embrace who I really am. If it's a son of a bitch or a terrified kid, then that's what it is. Really enjoyed the sentiment on this song, and I thought it was a suitable closer to the album. Just those great confessional lyrics that you always get with Jonathan Davis. Really well written, really well done. A lot of 80s elements. Enjoyed the production on this a lot. There's a lot to enjoy in this album. I'd give it an 8 out of 10. There was a couple of moments on it I wasn't so taken with, but overall, yeah, I thought there's a lot to enjoy on this, whether you're a Korn fan or not. In fact, I wouldn't even say if you were a Korn fan. I think if you're a fan of dark music in general, especially if you like a lot of the 80s atmospheric electronica sort of sound and music, then you'll get a lot out of this one. 8 out of 10. Solid fucking album. So, what have I got coming up next? Well, next review I should have up for you will be Bleeding Through. Next week I will be doing the long-awaited Ghost album, Prequel. That's surely one of the most anticipated metal releases of the year, and I will also be looking at, believe it or not, the new Kanye West album, because surely that's going to be a huge album. A lot of people are going to be talking about it. He's one of the biggest artists on the planet. And to be honest, I've never really heard, I couldn't name you one single song of his. So it'd be interesting to do that, something different as well. So that was that. Hope you enjoyed it. Plenty more to come up. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, blah, 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 blah.